My comment on that is that if nobody is presenting him, then how, ano yan, pumutok lang sa buho, dumating dito? Sino ba nagdala niyan?
Well, Mr. Chairman, just full disclosure, a few days before the hearing, Senator De Lima requested for my assistance to bring him to the Senate. But I didn't handle him legally. And after the hearing, since it was decided that the committee will provide the protective custody, he was temporarily placed in the Senate grounds, but later on during the evening, the Senate President decided to deny the recommendation of the committee chairman, of the committee rather, and that was the reason why he was evicted. And this representation was forced to provide the temporary sanctuary and security for the witness. And as of now, I still am the one responsible for his safety and security.
Well, there are two parts to your answer. Number one, it's obvious that Senator De Lima asked you to take care of the witness. So the witness belongs to Senator De Lima. Is that correct?
In the interest of disclosure, may I inform the committee that last August 29, somebody contacted me and asked that I meet with him, and told me that remember the self-confessed DDS hitman that was taken in by the DOJ under the WPP when you were still Secretary of Justice. Oh, said, yes, there was such self-confessed DDS hitman. He wants me to tell you that he now desires to surface because pagod na daw po sa kakatago, especially that he left the WPP sometime before the elections. And so the emissary further informed me that this witness would want to meet with me, to talk to him. So I did. I met with him last September 2 in the safe house, in a safe house. And he confirmed his desire to surface and to tell what he knows. And then I repeatedly asked him, are you sure? Sigurado po kayo? Opo, wala na po akong ibang choice. Pagod na po ako sa kakatago, sa palipat-lipat, dun sa mga kumukup-kup sa akin. So, alam ko naman na anytime pwede na po akong mamatay. So, mabuti pa, maisawalat ko na yung mga alam ko. So, that's it. That's how I got into why there is such an access to me. And of course, I had to take care of him after that. When I told him about a hearing before the last hearing last September 15, and I asked, gusto mo na bang mag-testify dyan sa hearing na yan? Opo. And that is why he was brought here. But I confirm what Senator Trillanes had disclosed earlier, that I had to seek his help several days before the scheduled hearing September 15, because I would not know how to secure this witness.
Senator Lacson?
Mr. Chair, just to set the record straight, I go back to the previous question of the chair. Who is presenting this witness, Edgar Matobato?
None. There's nobody presenting the witness now, because I asked him, because as I mentioned earlier, we are supposed to execute, or we were supposed to have him execute a judicial affidavit. And we're still scouting for an examining lawyer for purposes of taking the judicial affidavit. I'm in fact thinking that I would seek the help of the Integrated Bar of the Philippines to provide a counsel for purposes of the taking of judicial affidavit. But for today, he has no lawyer yet, because I asked him earlier, about 2 hours ago, whether he would want a lawyer for purposes of today's proceedings, and he said, hindi ko na po kailangan.
May I rephrase my question, Mr. Chair?
Go ahead.
Who invited the witness to appear before the committee?
No, of course, I talked to him, as I said, he sought for me. Somebody met with me and relayed the message.
Mr. Chair, we have a security problem here. The witness just appeared here. Nobody presented him, nobody invited him, and he just appeared and sat down and testified.
I'm not
before
yet
this
finished
committee.
po. I'm not yet finished. So since the witness
Senator De
indicated...
Lima is recognized. Please ask the permission of the chair before you are...
I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, I'm
Thank
sorry.
you. Just for purposes of having a good discussion. Go
Thank
ahead.
you.
And by the way, before you do, Senator Cayetano just arrived. And for the record, he's here. Go ahead, Senator De Lima.
Thank you. Well, as I said, when I met with the witness, because that was his request, that he wanted to talk to me. So I met with the witness, and when he said that he is willing to testify, then I said, okay, you will be brought to the next hearing, and that was September 15. So basically, it was an invitation from the chair, or the former chair of the committee. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair?
Just continue the debate here. Go ahead.
I do not wish to belabor the issue. I've heard enough, and I will not ask any more questions, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Trillanes is recognized.
Mr. Chairman, the invitation by the new committee chairman was given during the caucus that we had last Tuesday among the majority of the members of the committee, and it was decided that Mr. Matobato would be brought here. And I told the members that I was the one was handling him, at least safeguarding him for the time being. So that was the reason why he was brought here, and I was the one responsible for bringing him physically here, and he is in the holding area, Mr. Chairman.
Are you done? Is the gentleman done?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Well, just to set the record straight, I was visited by Senator Trillanes about the handling of the case, that he was desirous of bringing in Mr. Matobato here. And I said at that time that I feel that he is damaged goods. That was my own personal remark at the time. But if you want to do that, I will consult the committee. And that's why we met here and caucus here. And there's no secret about that. The concern here is not about his presence here, but who is going to present him. Obviously, Senator De Lima has been meeting with emissaries on this person, who, by the way, was on the Witness Protection Program previously. And he left the Witness Protection Program. So I do not want to make it appear that he is a hunted man, because he left on his own volition. Nobody left. Nobody told him to leave. Wala nagsabi sa kanyang umalis ka sa Witness Protection Program. And then all of a sudden, after having had the discourtesy of yung mga ginagawa ng Department of Justice para sa kanya, iniwanan niya, ngayon, biglang lalabas yung witness na yan. At sasabihin niya, pwede siyang umarap. Kung gusto niya umarap dito, pwede. Ang kailangan ko lang, sino ang magpipresent sa kanya, because hindi naman pwedeng uupo na lang siya dyan, at hindi naman pwede sasabihin niya na wala siyang judicial affidavit today. I will let him sit down here, and we will ask questions upon him. And that is, I think, the pleasure of everybody. I'm not a one-man team here. That's why we have a committee. Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, I believe that the issue of who's going to present the witness now is inconsequential, because he already testified previously. And therefore, he would now be asked further questions from the members of the committee.
All right. And that is why The only issue is who is going to present the witness. We have already decided that he will come here, so there should be no deliberation on that anymore. And Senator Lacson has interposed no objection. Go ahead, Senator Cayetano.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, may I just put on the record that I agree with the chairman that the chairman usually sets the rules as to the witnesses that will be presented, although the committee can overrule. Even Senator Pimentel Sr., when he was Blue Ribbon Committee, demanded they demanded affidavits, not only to protect the witness, but to protect the Senate and the image of the country. Because with 100 million Filipinos and any nationality, there are crazy people out there. You can practically get anyone to say anything against any politician and just sit there. No? That's why the chairman usually puts a bar, and I will agree with the bar that the good chairman will put, because he was once Blue Ribbon Committee chair, and he implemented the same, and that Senate agreed with him. Having said that, Mr. Chair, I want to raise a second issue. I did not have the chance to ask the question last hearing. If Mr. Matobato was admitted to the WPP on November 25, 2014, and left on May 4, 2016, I asked this question sa media kasi hindi ko natatanong dito. Bakit hindi nag-file ng case ang DOJ nung sila nakaupo at sila may hawak sa witness? Ang narinig ko po sa media na sagot, ayaw mag-testify ni Mr. Matobato. So, my question is, and sana may taga-DOJ dito, pwede ba yun, sir, na nasa witness protection ka but you refuse to testify? Ang alam ko, i-admit ka lang sa witness protection if you will be a state witness or you agree to testify. Kasi kung hindi, lahat na lang ng suspected ngayon na drug lords papasok sa witness protection but they will not testify against yung colleagues nila sa droga. Baka 100,000 ang pumasok sa WPP at gobyerno pa ang gumastos, Mr. Chair. Because I ask this, Mr. Chair, because it will go directly into the credibility of the witness. But if it's for me to ask it later on to him, but I thought it appropriate to ask it now, Mr. Chair, before we put him on, because nalilito pa ako, how could he be in the WPP during that time kung hindi siya testify? Secondly, may affidavit ba required kung papasok ka ng WPP? Kasi ang sinabi ni Mr. Matobato, wala naman daw siyang affidavit kahit dati. Pangatlo, shouldn't it be in the records of the DOJ that he was in fact a member of the WPP? Of course, anyone and the former secretary can answer if you wish. And I leave it to you, Mr. Chair, if you want this answered later on. But I just wanted to put that on record, Mr. Chair.
Just to respond very briefly, I don't think that was the answer. Whoever was asked about bakit hindi present, hindi nag-file ng kaso, and then the answer supposedly, whoever gave that answer, is that dahil ayaw mag-testify. Wala pong ganun na nag-claim na ayaw mag-testify. Because precisely when this witness approached WPP, I had to interview him very, very briefly. He had some very few information, but he readily said that he used to be, according to him, I'm just citing his statement, he used to be a DDS hitman. So what I did, I asked our WPP then to coordinate with the NBI in order to further investigate. I even created a special team, but there was no updates regarding the results of that investigation by that special team. My instruction was to conduct a discrete investigation into certain allegations that were already stated by Mr. Matobato. So that when I resigned from the DOJ in October of 2015, no report has been submitted to me, either by the WPP or by the NBI, about the outcome of the supposed discrete investigation.
Mr. Chair.
With the information of everyone, the chair And the committee has already decided that Mr. Matobato will testify now. So I'd like to go on with it because I'd like to be able to finish this investigation. We're not in here to stretch this investigation. The whole point of the investigation is the extrajudicial killings. The only reason why I'm also bringing in Mr. Matobato is because of the resolution filed by Senator Trillanes